Welcome back, everybody. Damon Hatfield here. Now we're going to take a look at a new game that was just announced at Ubisoft's press conference here. It's Anno 2205. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Nailed
Absolutely.
it. Dirk here's from Ubisoft. Dirk, what's your role in the game?
I'm the creative director of this game.
And so Anno is a long-running series.
Yes.
I believe the first one was 1998. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's when it started. Yeah.
And it's a real-time strategy.
It's basically a strategy building game. So you're building cities, you're creating your own worlds. So that's what it's all about. A calm, peaceful game.
It started out in history, like many hundreds of years before our time, and now you're sort of doing futuristic versions of this.
Yeah, that was really a big change for the series. When we started, they were all in historical settings, but with the last one, Anno 2070, we made a change and went to the future. And with this Anno, it's the second time that we have a futuristic vision we want to share with the players.
So we're seeing the game here. What is this game all about?
Oh, it's a game where you really build your own metropolises on Earth in the year 2205, and the main change compared to the previous one is that we are really this time leaving Earth and we are moving into the solar system and we are building colonies on Moon. So that's the big change. We will go to Moon and settle there to make life on Earth better.
So what's your starting point?
Oh, there is, even though it's a sandbox game, it has a narrative arc, there's a story behind it. So you are the ruler of an upcoming big corporation competing with, like really the big five, the big corporations. They all try to race to the moon. So that's what you do, and you can become the leader of this race. And this, of course, puts a lot of pressure on you because they will try to challenge you and to outsmart you.
So what options do you have at your disposal to make it to the moon? Yeah,
so at first, what you saw before was like the big spaceport. You have to construct a big spaceport to start your moon mission. And to supply it with all the infrastructure and the logistics you need, you build like giant settlements with all your people inside. So what you see here, this is a safe game that's created by somebody from our team. So you need a few days to build something big like this. And so what you're doing here is you're really creating a huge city, supplying it with all the goods and making all the people happy so they work for your corporation, and then you can really make your way up to the moon. So you upgrade your spaceport and then you make your way up to the moon and build their colonies.
So what do you start with? Is it just a
landscape? You start, yeah, it's all player built. Everything you see here is built by the player. So when you start off this game, it's like just a very big landscape. And you can do what you want. So this game's really about player freedom. So you can build everything from scratch and do it just the way you want. So you can focus on Moon, you can focus on Earth, you can make big cities, you can build a lot of smaller ones, you can combine them. So it's all about player freedom. It's a real sandbox game.
But it's set on Earth. But is it set in real places on Earth? Like, is it set in North America?
It's like a parallel universe. It reminds you of some places or incidents on Earth, but we are not mentioning like real cities, or it's really a fantasy. It's an idealized world. So it's not totally realistic. It's believable, but there's still a fictional part to it. It's idealized in a way.
Do you get to? So at the very beginning of the game, do you get to choose what your landscape is? Are there different options, or is it the same landscape for everyone?
No, the game is it's really free. You can really focus on a lot of stuff and a lot of features. So basically, science is something that you develop by your creation and the different places that you're visiting in this game. So the more you develop your civilization, the more progress and the more stuff you can learn and you can do and get your hands on new technologies or new production chains to bring your civilization forward. So what you see here, for example, this is a developed city that developed to the 4th civilization level. So there's already magnates living in this city, and you can see you can jump in really into the details, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's really
I can see like
show not tell. So you just build something, and immediately something will happen in your city.
You can even see tiny little individual people walking around.
Yeah, there's a lot a lot of people, a lot of flying cars, zeppelins, whatever. So we really care about the feedback. And everything you see, this is just created by the players. So they can really build the cities the way they want. It's all up to them.
How close can you zoom in?
You can zoom in or zoom out really close or really far. It's a really wide range. Oh, and what you see here is now really going to the moon.
Yeah.
So when you finally made it and set up all the infrastructure you need,
so
you can launch off the rockets and the shuttles and really go there.
Yeah.
And then that's a major thing that's new about our games. What you see here, it's not just one game world. There's a lot of game worlds you can choose from, and you can combine them, so they all run in parallel. So you start with one game world, and then you can connect it to other ones that you unlock and choose, and so you can make your way up to the moon, for example. So in this case, we already have 2 moon sessions available, and we already built some stuff there at Novikov Crater, for example. So they're all handcrafted and very unique looking. So all these worlds are available to the player, so he can build the realms of his dreams, whatever he wants, he can do there. So for example, now we are at Novikov Crater, and here we have built a huge moon colony where we get all the stuff that we need to bring forward our Earth civilization. So we talked a lot with scientists and people who really care about the future, and talked with them, so what's possible, what can we do on the moon, and why are we not back? I mean, we've been there in the 60s, so, and they told us, well, it's very expensive to go there, and there are a lot of resources, but it's hard to get our hands on them right now. So in the year 2205, we have, of course, a lot of technologies, as you can see here. We build our colonies in the craters, and at the side of the craters, there's a lot of mining going on and stuff like that. So you also have a lot of different gameplay here. You have to really shelter your people from the radiation and the meteor showers going down, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different than on Earth.
You said we're racing against other corporations to get to the moon first. What if you're not first?
It's okay not to be first, so we don't really push you that hard in this game. It's up to your own pace, but if you really want, you can try to outsmart them, to overtake them, and in the end game, try to become like the leading corporation of all NPCs and players. But it's really up to you. It's more a relaxing gameplay. So you set the pace for yourself.
Okay. You mentioned in-game. Is there a way to finish the game? Does it ever end?
There is, from the narration, there is a point when you've really unlocked everything, built everything, but basically it's really an endless game. It goes on forever. We know from people that are playing this game like for thousands of hours. I once met an Anno player who was really devoted to the game, and he said, well, I had a divorce because of this game, you know. yeah. My wife, she didn't like the game, and I'm playing it so much, and I said, oh, dude, you really have to think. But now he told me he has a new marriage, so so now it's going better. But yeah, you know, this can get you really addicted. So
what are these vehicles down here?
Yeah, these are harvesters, so-called creep harvesters. So that's a mineral layer on moon below the moon dust, and in this creep there are a lot of rare earths. This is we need these for technologies right now. They are in every smartphone and stuff like that, but they are really seldom. So we will run out of these in a few years. Wow. And so it's something on moon. There are huge deposits, but we cannot get our hands on them right now. But in the year 2205, we'll be able to do that. And also what you see here, like big fusion reactors, that's something you'll be able to build in the future with the helium-3 you're gathering up on moon.
This game is actually based on real theories about technologies that are going to be developed.
But basically, there's also some fantasy stuff in it. Of course, it's a game. So we try to base it wherever we can on real facts, but like, for example, the flying cars you saw, there will, with the future scientists, they said there will be no flying cars, to be honest. No, this concept will just not work. But we thought, okay, it's too cool, we want them in the game. So we put them there.
Is there any combat? Or is it strictly just like commerce and like really?
It's about economy on one side, but the real core of the game is to care for your people, to satisfy their needs. That's what it's really about.
Is there multiplayer?
There are online elements where you can interact with other players, but for real multiplayer game, the sessions are too long. So
I see.
the Anno players, they really want to keep it to themselves and focus on the solo gameplay. We really focused on this solo gameplay this time, and the multiplayer part is something that was not our focus with this installment of the series. But there are online elements where you can interact with other players. But I'm not allowed to talk about them right now because until November 3rd, there's a little time to go.
Yeah. Is there a release date?
Yeah, 3rd of November. So it will be coming out this year. We are right now in the beta phase. Everything you saw is from the alpha build.
Yeah.
So we're in the beta phase right now, trying to polish this game, making it really shine.
Sure. And this is for PC?
It's PC,
and
yes.
Mac version as well?
It's PC only for November 3rd.
All right. Derek, thank you so much for coming by the show.
Thank you.
That is Anno 2205. Stay tuned. We still have more to come today here from E3 on IGN.